Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela, and on today's video I am going to be taking you along the ride with me to install and build and stain and pretty much my entire back work of this shelf right here. So if you're interested in this video and just hearing my 2 cents on how to drill wood and install shelves on dry wood, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so all you need is a pair of gloves, your stain of choice, a sanding block, a piece of rag to stain your plank of choice. I also recommend 2 bottle caps just to help elevate your plank off of the ground and dry better. Lastly, you're gonna need a rag to wipe off any excess powder. I also showed you guys an optional choice of stain, but I decided not to use that stain in the long run. So first thing you're gonna do is actually place your bottle caps bottle side upwards versus the bottom of the cap upwards. So yeah, just go ahead and put your gloves on. I recommend better grade gloves. You're gonna see later on in the video I switch one of the hands to a thicker glove because the stain actually seeps through these. Yeah, make sure to just open my stain before starting so I don't have to worry about that. Now just go ahead and get your sanding block and you're gonna sand the jeebing heck out of your plank. The better you sand your plank, the better the stain is going to apply and be absorbed into the wood. So you're gonna just need less coating of stain and your plank is going to absorb that delicious rich color that you're wanting it to be. Make sure you get all the corners, make sure you get all the ridges, all the eyes, all the indents, every single part of your plank. Make sure it gets sanded down. Grab your rag and wipe off all the excess sand. Now I'm going to just grab my hammer and also a nail gun, and I'm using that to create just dents and make my plank look a little bit more weathered and a little bit more like it's been through it, like it's not a brand new fresh off of, the chopping block. I want to show that it has a bit of age, a bit of indentation, and you're going to actually see that later down the line. When I do stain it, you're going to just see these beautiful markings. You can use anything to just create any sort of patterns or markings on your plank. I'm calling it a plank, but it's really eventually going to be a shelf. So yep, I'm giving it one last good wipe down before I start to stain it. I'll write down below the exact color stain that I'm using for my plank, but I grabbed my rag and I'm just going to now saturate my wood, and I'm going to make sure I really rub the stain into the wood really well so it gets absorbed. Again, you're starting from a raw piece of, white oak, maple. I don't remember exactly what kind of wood this was, but I wanted to get a darker, richer color to match the other plank that's already up there. So as you guys can also see, the parts where I use the hammer or the nail gun, you see those indentations, they absorb the stain and they actually just leave a nicer, more weathered marking look on my plank versus a perfectly pristine cut. I let that sit for about an hour and I came back to apply a second coat. I'm just going to do the same exact thing as before, but before I start, I'm gonna give it a little bit of an extra sand because certain areas didn't take as well as I wanted to. So I'm just giving this a light sand, and then I'm gonna wipe it down and reapply the stain like I did in the first couple of clips. Wipe that down, wipe all of the excess wood grains off. Or you're gonna stain, you know, dust. Go ahead and really rub the stain into the wood. You can use sponge, you can use whatever material you want to use. I decided to just use an old rag that I had laying around, you know, recycle, reuse, reduce. Wow, look at that beautiful color, guys. This stain is so beautiful. Do you see how rich in color that is? And even those indents that I created myself, the eyes, oh my goodness, gorgeous. So you're gonna let this dry for another couple of hours. Hey guys, so hopefully you can see me as best as you can. I know the lighting is not the best right now. I've gone ahead and stained my wood, so now all I want to do is actually measure off here and see how far down I want to place my shelf, and also how far apart I want to place the brackets, because I want the brackets, these guys need to be the same distance apart on my other shelf. And I just want to see also by marking off on this tape measure how far apart I need to drill in my other shelf. So this is what we're doing now. So my wooden plank is exactly 3 feet long, and I want to place my brackets 3.5, 18.5, which is right here, and 32.5. So when I head over to drill the brackets in, those are the measurements that I'm going to be making. But for now, I have to create some anchors into my wall because this is actually drywall. So I'm gonna place the anchors into the wall and then show you guys exactly what I'm gonna do to make sure this is secure and stable on my wall, because I do not want any of this falling forward, breaking, hurting me, just being a complete mess. So safety is key. So that's what we will do in the next scene. So alright, so what I'm doing right now is grabbing some screws for wood, because I'm going to be drilling the brackets, my L brackets, into the wood. And I'm also going to use a drill bit to just puncture some holes into the wood, and then I am going to manually by hand just screw the screws into the bracket, into the wood, just to make sure that they're fully secured. Instead of using the drill, I could use a drill, but you know what? It's the art, you know, the art of woodsmanship. Is this what it's called? Craftsmanship? Wood shop? I never took it in high school. Yep, that's it. This was so quick. So quick, guys. And here we have a shelf. Now I'm just making sure that I am lining my shelf, and I am also going to make sure that I am marking where I am going to make holes into my drywall, because this is drywall. I can't just screw my screw into the wall directly. I have to place some anchors, and I have this little trick that I use, a dust pail. I put it under the drill, and any of the falling dust just falls straight into the dust pail instead of falling on my furniture or on the floor. So I just created 6 holes into the wall. Now I'm going to use a hammer or a mallet to hammer the, the wall fixings into the wall. These are really called anchors. But just before I do that, I don't want any nonsense to happen, so I'm just making sure I firstly remove all of the decorations and the plants that were on the first shelf that I built. Now go ahead and insert all of the wall fixings into the wall, and don't mind any of those smudges. I'll later remove them with some Clorox wipes. They come off so easily. It's just, some of the stain from the plank. Now making sure that everything is leveled and even. I also make sure everything is aligned. I first started off with the center screws, which I was not recording, and then I went from right to left, and that's it. I drilled all the screws and we're done, guys. This was so easy. All done. Look at this. Look at this. Aren't we proud of ourselves? Yeah, you see all the oil. All of that is just going to get easily wiped off with Clorox wipes. But that's it, guys. That's the end of the demo part. So the reason why I decided to install a second shelf is because I have more plants and I just need somewhere to put them. So yeah, super easy. When I originally went to pick this wood up, it was a longer plank. I made sure, I took my time to decide which plank I wanted because there are different eyes on the plank, and then after that I decided which side I wanted to, be showing, because when you see, you can really see the features and the dents of the plank. So that was very crucial for me, and then making sure that these were properly cut by the people at a hardware store. And then I decided to just get some silver brackets because it kind of does go, with the silver accents in my room. I have silver just like pull knobs, I have silver just like decorations. Everything else, the accent colors in my room are more silver. I don't really have any gold accents in my room, so it went perfectly fine. This is not being used, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, guys, so I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave them down in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Let's get growing.